Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Shadow Dragon here. We're going to give you a list of Modern Warfare 2 guns that are still viable in Warzone. Now, obviously the MW3 guns are going to be a lot better, but for those of you who did not buy the game and have not taken the time to level up those guns and you're still stuck on using your leveled up MW2 guns, this is the perfect video for you. Or if you're just looking to try something new for old time's sake, this is the perfect video. I'm gonna give a couple of honorable mentions before I start in. I did not put builds for this in the game. If you would like them, make sure you check out my Discord. Um, and from there, I can post the builds if you guys want to see them. The first one is going to be the M13C, and what makes that gun really good is the TTK. But the problem is I've tried to build it in a reasonable manner. So like it's a carbine. It's supposed to be, you know, only a little bit slower than an SMG, but it's also supposed to be not as, you know, rangy as an assault rifle or a battle rifle. And so you're supposed to be able to have good handling and decent range. And I can't for the life of me build the M13C that would make sense for me to share with you guys who are, you know, my audience that I'm looking at is the ones that aren't as good at the game. So I wouldn't put that gun in your hands if I wouldn't use it myself. So it does have a fast TTK, has a 640 millisecond TTK roughly between that 640 and 670 something out to about 18 meters. And you can extend the damage range with like, you know, suppressors and all that fun stuff. But it just wasn't, I couldn't build it to be fairly snappy and effective at the ranges that I wanted to build it at. The other one is the TAC V in semi-auto. On paper, it has a disgusting TTK. It's 640 millisecond TTK in its first damage range, and that goes out to like 35.8 meters. And then you can extend the damage range with the the barrel, the suppressor, high grain rounds, all that fun stuff. But the problem is it just the recentering is weird because like you have to time it right, and if you time it right, it does recenter good. But if you try to spam it any faster, the recoil goes all over the place, and you're just gonna end up missing your shot. So you effectively your TTK is gonna be much worse. So like yes, it does a lot of damage. Is it worth running at long range? No, it's not. But I figured I'd put it out there because it does have a stupendous TTK on paper. With that being said, make sure you guys like the video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and leave a comment. Ask me what other guns from MW2 might be viable, and I'll check them out for you. Um, but this is what we got for now. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and you hit that bell icon to get notifications for new videos. And then every so often, when I feel like it, I do go live on YouTube. It's whenever I feel like it, I suppose. With that being said, let's get into the loadouts. I'm gonna show you a loadout. Give it 5 or 6 seconds so you guys can pause the video and take a screenshot, and then I will do that for both weapons in the class, and then we'll fire it in the firing range. So the first one's going to be the Chimera. This gun makes an excellent sniper support. Has 32 meters of range with this build and a sub 700 TTK, all the way out to there. If you're hitting your shots with the bullet velocity, it makes it roughly 700, but it kills extremely quick. It's very easy to use. And this is the build. Make sure we get the gun in there so it looks all pretty for you. Take a screenshot. And we'll shoot that for you real quick. You're going to want to keep these on the first two targets here. You see it does shake a little bit, but, if you're moving your thumbstick, you'll get that aim assist. So, next is the Kastov 7.62. This is another one that I debated on putting in here because there is an asterisk here. If you miss the chest, neck, and head and hit arms, stomach, legs, the TTK gets significantly worse on this. So this one is for my more skilled bots. If you can consistently hit chest shots, neck shots, and head shots with this, the TTK out to about 50-ish meters is insane. So with that being said, here's the build. Look at my pretty gun. This one I don't have an extended mag on because it's 10 more bullets. So to be honest with you, you kill the first two people, you take cover, reload, kill the next person, etc. So this is fine the way it is. If you want the extended mag, you can just take off the high grain rounds. With that being said, we'll shoot the cast off for you. This one feels really good. Hitting those chest shots shouldn't be too much. Wow, I suck today. I apologize, guys. So, there's that, and that should be the Jack BFB muscle, so I'm not sure why. That explains why I wasn't fucking hitting my shots. Try that again. Much better. And then you hit all chest shots here. Bam. But anyway, that's the first loadout. Next one's going to be the VEL 46, which the VEL 46 has a 13-meter range and a TTK that starts under 7 and goes a little over 7 at that 13-meter range. But it is one of the most mobile SMGs, especially with the stockless mod and the Jack BFB. So you get a snappy ADS, you have really good mobility, and the TTK charts on True Game Data don't reflect this. It was more of a feel thing. But when I was playing with it, if you're hitting your chest, your stomach, your chest, and neck shots, and then you jump up and you get a couple of headshots because that fast fire rate, it kills significantly faster. Like, I promise you, it has 8 more damage to the head than it does the neck and the chest. So, like, if you're hitting those shots and you're doing your jump shotting to get those extra headshots in there, it kills faster. I promise you, it does. Um, especially in my experience, for sure. And with this build, it has good sprint to fire, good aim down sight, and it's very, very easy to use. I promise you can take that. So, but very, very easy to use. So next is going to be the Attack V in full auto. This is one of 2 builds, and you can see I'm not controlling recoil. It's very easy to use. If you want to use the iron sights like I normally do, you switch to the Bruin Heavy Support Grip or the Pivot Grip. Just make sure you have something with fire aim stability. This one gives you good vertical recoil control, so that's why we're going to use it. Because the recoil is all... The game is really buggy because a lot of those shots were at the target. Yeah, so the TAC V starts off with a TTK of 736, and that 736 goes out to about 51 meters. That's its first damage drop off, and the damage drop off is literally it's a little over 100 milliseconds, so it's not bad at all. It goes from 789 to 894, and then from there you get like 70 meters at that range. So it's really good, definitely worth using in this game for sure. The next one we're going to use is going to be the ISO 45. This build isn't as snappy as some other builds. Like you could throw on the cheetah stock to get better ADS speed out of it if you wanted to, taking off the high grade rounds. But the high grade rounds increase our damage range, which is huge. We need that 10-meter damage range because this damage drop off is pretty significant. So this is the build. Let's go into the thing, and you'll see it's very easy to just beam people. Very, very easy to beam people with this gun. And then we have the STB 556. Now, the ISO 45 is a 670 TTK, and then at that 10-meter range, it climbs up to 686. So it actually doesn't change a whole lot because it has good bullet velocity. So this is the STB 556, which in our first damage range is 729, and that goes all the way out to about 38 meters before it changes, but the damage drop off is so minimal. It's 81 milliseconds, and then it holds that 81 millisecond TTK difference all the way out to 70 meters. So this gun is probably one of the best guns in the game. It's definitely in the actual meta conversation, and it has very minimal recoil, which is why you're able to use a suppressor to extend the damage range even further. 76% accuracy on those. Let's see what we got here. So you're able to hit your shots for sure. So very good, very good. Next, we got the MX9. Obviously, we know that the MX9's issue is the magazine size, but in this group at 0 meters, it has the fastest TTK at 648, and that range goes all the way out to 11 meters, where it drops off a little bit. It actually drops off quite a bit. It's over 800. I think it's like 848 or something like that. But that damage range continues out. Um, that damage drop off doesn't go anywhere until about 31 meters. So you have a decent TTK out at range, as far as outgunning other SMGs. But to be honest with you, it's really just good in that first 11 meters, like I was saying. But this is the build. Go ahead and take your screenshot, and then you're able to beam people with this gun. I have iron sights because I think the iron sights on the AUG is pretty clean, and it just slams. Like, I was having a lot of fun with this gun. It just sucks because the AMR9 is the meta, and that's what everybody else is using, and it's incredibly broken. But then we have the TR-76 Geist, which smacks real hard. It does a lot of damage, but then it doesn't do a lot of damage. So in that first damage range, the Geist has a 752 TTK, and that goes all the way out to, let's see here. Where's the Geist's first damage drop off? It would be 31 meters, but it doesn't drop off too severely. Um, where is it? It goes to 875. Yeah, and then it takes that one out to 45 meters before it starts getting bad. So it's not a bad gun. It's definitely more of a resurgent style gun for as far as TTK goes. But this build has good bullet velocity and not a lot of damage. I mean, not a lot of recoil. So it's very easy to hit your shots. Let's hope I say that and don't miss a whole bunch at the 50-meter target. Like, yeah, it does wobble a bit, I ain't gonna lie, but it's not a bad gun. Definitely worth giving a shot. Last two, the Vaznev 9K. This one got a significant buff in a weird way in Modern Warfare 3. It has a 693 millisecond TTK, same as the Vel. Okay, but here's the thing: that that TTK goes out to 24 meters, so it has a very very solid damage range. And its TTK out at that range is 729, and then it finally climbs up, and it goes to 883, and that damage range climbs up at about 32 meters. So that first damage range, you're going to be outgunning other SMGs, and this gun just shoots really easy. So very easy. Hit those chest and neck shots, and you'll have no issues. So there it is. Take your screenshot if you haven't already taken it already. And then next, the M13B still has a really good TTK in its first damage range. But once you get to that second damage range, it drops off quite a bit. I mean, it only loses 2 damage, but the TTK chart, that's enough to drop it from 836 milliseconds to 978, and then that next damage range is so short, and it climbs up all the way over 1,000. So this gun now is more of an aggressive AR. So like for resurgence, or if you're playing big map and you're pushing, it's like building to building, but it's not something that is gonna really hurt anybody, um, at range. It does have a better TTK in that time, so like that 50-meter TTK. If you do combination shots, it does affect it because the headshot damage is pretty significant. So, but it still has no recoil. I even elected to have no underbarrel, and it's still very easy to kill. So, with that being said, guys, that's effectively going to wrap things up here. I'll give you one last chance to get a screenshot of my M13 build. If you want more control, drop the high grain rounds and put on the Bruin Heavy Underbarrel. But that'll do it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you just haven't subscribed yet. And I will catch you guys in the next one.